So, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's been a little minute since I've uploaded a video, but I don't know if the feeling is mutual, but I definitely missed you guys. Hope you guys are glad to see me because I'm damn sure glad to be here. But today I wanted to come on here real quick because it's been a minute, like I said, and I want to talk about something that I noticed that happened in the last couple of days. And I did see a couple YouTubers kind of touch on it, and I was reading some comments, and it was some really interesting stuff. So I did a little bit of investigation, and I wanted to kind of get into this because if you didn't notice, StockX was doing something really funny in the last couple of days, and I have a couple of little speculations about what happened, and I really think that either they or somebody else could be manipulating the market. But today, not only that, I have another topic I want to get into. Now, this is one that has been touched on. A lot of people are calling those dirty Air Force Ones. They're calling them the white girl Air Force Ones. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to call them the dirty white girl ones because that's what they look like to me. So I'm gonna go ahead, like I always do about this time. I'm gonna run you the dopest intro you ever seen in your life, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna get right into it.
OG Trap Jordan, OG Trap Jordan, the other sneaker YouTubers, the hell I'm boring. OG Trap Jordan, OG Trap Jordan, I got sneakers rated and pouring.
What up, YouTube? OG Trap Jordan back with another one, and you know what it is. You've seen the intro. We're here to talk about what I'm saying. I believe StockX has been manipulating the market, or somebody is, and they're using StockX. Now, the interesting thing is I've seen a couple people touch on this. I even seen a live stream today where people in the comments were trying to get the certain dude that I was watching to talk about it, but it almost seemed like he was a little bit confused and didn't even know what was going on. But I had already been noticing something myself. So last night I was looking at those 85 high breads, and if you know me, you know I've been talking about those for a while and still struggling with the fact if I wanted to pay resale. And I noticed something really crazy. Now, I didn't take a screenshot of this, but last night I did see my size 11, and it said the last sale was like almost $1,000. It was like $999, and then, or something like that. And then when you look at view market or view the previous preview, what is it? Hold on one second. When you look at it, you view the market data, it didn't show that sale anywhere. And then this morning I was watching other people say that similar stuff was happening with other shoes. So I went back on there and that was completely gone. I didn't see that anywhere where somebody had bought that size 11 for $1,000 or $999 or what it was, but I did see 11 and a half, a size 11 and a half. They had the last sale at $845, but then when you go to view the market data, you don't see that one sold anywhere. And then the same thing happened with those Air Max 95s, the pink joints, the big bubbles, whatever they're called, that came out today. Now, I don't know what those are reselling for. I know those sold out today, but before that happened, I did some research and took some screenshots of that. And I believe it was a size 8.5, not even, was it an 8.5? The last sale on the 8.5 was $825, but then once again, when you view the market, it's nowhere to be found. When you view the previous market or the previous sales or whatever, it's nowhere to be found. So I also seen some other people in some comments on some videos talking about some other shoes that had some similar things happen. And I even think I might have seen a YouTuber yesterday. I watch a lot of YouTube talking about those SBs, and when I went and did my research, because he was saying the prices were going up and all this, they were pretty much where they've been for the last week, the Navy SBs. So I have some theories, and I really think that somebody is manipulating the market. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say, I mean, I don't think it's far-fetched, but I'm not going to go all the way out there on a limb and say that Nike is working with StockX to do this. But I will say that it could be, and it's just a hunch, these resellers. And the reason I say that is because we know what's been happening this year. There's been a lot of shoes that have been very limited. They've been selling out instantly. They've been getting backdoored. We know the whole routine. We've talked about that ad nauseum. But the thing is, if you haven't noticed, with the exception of maybe the brick by bricks and the black metallic fives, everything else, after they initially sell out and the smoke clears after like about a week, the prices on most of these shoes have started to drop, and they're all pretty close to an affordable price for a lot of us. Even the 85 high breads have dropped a lot compared to when they first dropped on StockX, and they were way up there. And then even after they dropped, they were kind of up there, and then they started creeping down a little bit, and they've creeped down. Now, I have a theory on this, and my theory is probably spot on. There's a lot of resellers out there, and we know, something else, there's a lot of YouTubers that are resellers out there, and they might have a lot of inventory that they're trying to get off. And you see every day some of these YouTubers that happen to be resellers are always talking about how these prices are creeping up and they're going to go up, but they're really not, with the exception, like I said, of the brick by bricks and the 85, and not the 85s, but the black metallic 5s. With the exception of those, everything else is kind of dropped to affordable prices for the most part. I might be missing something, but my speculation is, and my theory is, that somebody out there that's a reseller, whether it's a YouTuber because they are trying to hype these up like they do, or it's just a reseller that's trying to manipulate the market because they're sitting on a big inventory. And I'm kind of thinking that either they're going ahead and they're buying it, or they're buying it and then they're canceling it. Because why, if these prices, say for example the 85 high breads in a size 11 are somewhere around the 400 range, why would somebody go on there and just buy them for that much money when nobody was asking for that? It doesn't make any sense. And then now it's gone on the back end where you can view the market data. So I don't know, I don't remember exactly how it works, but I do think that after you buy a pair of shoes on StockX, you do have a very limited little time where you could cancel the shoe. And that might explain why it's not on the market data. Maybe I'm wrong. If somebody knows, you could tell me in the comments and explain that. But it does seem like there's some manipulation going on, because there was more than a few pair of shoes like that where the price had just skyrocketed on the last sale, but then you couldn't find it in the market data. So I think that's really funny, and it's obvious that somebody, and I'm not saying Nike and I'm not saying anybody in particular, but somehow somebody is trying to manipulate this market, because obviously people are sitting on these inventories and they need to make their capital back to keep their little resale business going. And I don't think that's too far-fetched. So as far as that one goes, I think it's pretty crazy. It's just some more stuff added to the rest of this messed up year where the real sneakerheads are really getting played, and they're really playing a lot of games with us. Nike's been playing with a lot of games with us. The resellers are trying to manipulate the market now. There's a lot of backdooring going on, and it's really funny to me that a lot of us real sneakerheads that spent a lot of money last year when shoes were sitting, we're getting pushed out the way, and they're letting the resellers come in and do what they want to do. And a lot of us are bowing out of the game. I've hardly bought any shoes this year, and I talked to a lot of people that say the same thing. They say they're done. They say they're not buying them for resale. They're not paying a lot of money. And so what is Nike's solution? Oh, the sneakerheads are bowing out because they're tired of our games. Our solution is what? Play more games? You guys are messing up. You guys are alienating the real sneakerheads, and it is what it is. But I'm one of them, and you know what? I'm not even mad about it anymore. I'm not really worried about it because I'm saving a lot of money, but I'm going to keep on making this fire-ass content for you, and I'm going to keep on calling out the bullshit, because that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to sell you nothing. I'm just here to make some content and call out the BS, whether it's Nike, StockX, resellers, YouTubers, whoever it may be. Anybody can get it. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close up on that segment. But the next one I want to get into is something that other YouTubers have talked about quite a bit in the last couple days, and that is those, what I'm calling the dirty white girl ones. Now, I've got a different take on these, and I know you guys know. If you don't know, it comes dirty, and then you can clean it off with like an eraser or something, or whatever you want to use, and it gets more cleaner. In my opinion, it doesn't really look a lot cleaner. If you've seen that video that dude did, he did a little short or whatever, and a lot of people are saying these are really stupid, and they kind of are. But here's the thing, it's not really that big of a deal, because it's not like the UNC ones where it's a beloved classic that we've all been waiting for years, and then they give us something that we don't really want, which is that age look, which that was my last video. I talked about that. This one's a little bit different, because you know what? We haven't been waiting for this, because you can go in your store right now and you can buy a pair of clean Air Force Ones. So it's kind of neat. It's a little experiment. Is it kind of stupid? Yeah, it's kind of stupid, but it's kind of cool. And depending on how limited they are, they're probably going to sell out. They're probably going to make a very limited quantity, and it's going to be just something that's kind of a little dope little release that they do. I mean, I know it's kind of stupid, but like I said, it's not like it's a classic OG that we've been waiting for and they're trying to manipulate it and give us something a little different so they can come out with it again later and we'll buy it. It's just a little, I don't know, a little dumbass shoe that they're giving us with a little dumbass little gimmick. And I don't think it's that bad of an idea, because here's the thing: if you don't want it, you don't have to get it. It's not like it's a coveted, beloved retro that, like I said, that we've all wanted. It's just a little gimmick that they're doing, and you know what? People are gonna go for them. The energy always changes. We know the story, but it is what it is. And I actually think, in a way, in a weird way, it is kind of dope. Am I gonna get them? Probably not. Who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe they'll pop up on sneakers in a couple days and I'll just shoot my shot just to see what happens. But that's my take on it. I don't think it's as dumb as people think. I think it's kind of cool. And I know people are calling them the white girl ones or the white girl dirty ones, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call them the dirty white girl ones, because that's what they are. They're dirty white girl ones, and we know what it is. We see the white girls that wear the dirty ones. Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm pretty sure that my daughter at one point was wearing some busted ass ones, but it is what it is. No shots fired. Love you, kid. But that's pretty much what I got for today. It's been a minute, so I wanted to come on here and I wanted to give you guys some new content. And with all that, I just want to say, if you are new here, or it's not your first time, or it is your first time, could you go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hit that button, ring that bell so you can get notified every time I drop one of these bangers, and you can get some more of this good stuff in your life. And before I get out of here, I do want to say and remind you that every shoe is not a must cop. So go ahead, support the culture, not the resellers. I'm OG Trap Jordan, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.